Strong looks different for each of us, and it's time to put focus on our unique journeys that get us there. This space, created weekly, is for athletes to improve their mindset in order to better navigate challenges that come up in sport and in different seasons of life. On this show, we ask the questions that lead to better answers and have the conversations that truly matter. This is the Becoming Your Strong podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Becoming Your Strong podcast, continuing on the guest series. I told you I've got a badass lineup, and I know there's a ton of listeners on the other side probably peeing their pants because we have Kelly Sullivan on the freaking pod this week. Kelly, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome. Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's like an honor.
I can't believe I hadn't had you on any earlier, but
Yeah.
I also feel like your life is absolutely crazy between like racing and working and doing all the things that Kelly does. So
Life is chaos. It's pretty much just that. It's just working, training, sleeping. That's it.
Doing
Maybe.
all the things. Yeah. Well, I know there's also probably a handful of people that don't know you as well. And
True.
So maybe just like a brief introduction of like, hi, I'm Kelly and this is who I am. This is kind of what I do.
Hey friends, I'm Kelly. You kind of hit the nail on the head there. I've been in this world forever. I've joined the OCR world in 2011, have been there pretty much ever since. Tried to retire last year, still attempting that. We'll talk about it.
Yep.
Switched over to hybrid world in 2020. Been CrossFitting since 2013, so I'm just kind of all in that space and just really happy to be here. I just love competing. I love hanging out with everyone and just helping people out. So that's me in a nutshell.
That's you in a nutshell. Well, I'm curious to know because I don't actually know how you got into Spartan originally. And that's kind of where you made your big debut and kind of made your name. What everyone knows you for that. So what was kind of like I'm drawn to this?
Well, I'm going to give you the long story.
Okay, great.
If you don't mind, just because
I love it.
We're here hanging out. But yeah, you're right, because a lot of people probably don't know, especially a lot of people that are newer to the scene. I actually don't like running. So that's kind of the fun thing where it started. I actually started running probably when I was about 14 or so, but I didn't do nothing at school. Like I was never on a track team, never that. My dad actually, he was in sports growing up, but then with family and whatnot, he was overweight. He grew up with heart issues. So he basically got told by his doctor, like, you need to get in shape. He took, I need to get in shape to, I need to become an Ironman runner.
That's an extreme.
Yep. That's my father. So I was the one who was dragged along with the suffering. But I mean, it's the greatest thing in the world because it brought me into this life. So my running career started just running with my dad every day. And this is like, it will all make sense of like why I'm really not good at warming up or tapering or any of that, because my running was just my dad getting home from work and be like, Cal, put your shoes on. And we just run out the door, and I never knew what we were doing. I just followed him. I didn't have like a watch or anything.
Yeah.
We never stretched. We never did any of the things we were supposed to do. But it was awesome. So like that got me into road running. We would just do like 5Ks on the weekends just to kind of train through it. Built up to half marathons, built up to marathons. And I ran New York City 4 times. And along with that, I just didn't like it. And then we did a couple like duathlons because he was doing Ironman. I don't like water. So we did a lot of like bike runs. And I loved that. I love biking. So I thought that was going to be my route. I thought I was just going to like do that, like really get into biking. And then it was 2011. My friend from college was like, hey, you want to do this like mud run thing?
Running.
And I did it. It was Warrior Dash, Pennsylvania, at Skirmish 2011. And I had the time of my life. It was the greatest thing ever. And that's kind of where it started. The next year I just looked up different races, tried just everything and anything. And Spartan kind of stuck, where I was just doing open heats and hanging out. And then I would get annoyed because I like the obstacles, not really the running.
Yep.
But back then the open heats were massive. So you would just get stuck at obstacles for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, this sucks. I just want to get to the next obstacle. So I was like, let's do elite.
Yeah.
because they didn't have age group back then. So it was open or elite. And I just jumped into it. And the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
What are some of like your notable moments? I'm sure there's like certain venues or certain races that you're like, like these were the ones, but like what were some of the top moments in the last handful of years?
The last like 15 years.
Yeah, seriously.
The really awesome thing is, and that's just, I don't mind. I will try anything and everything. But I feel like that has helped me to experience so much. Like I was in the TMX World Championships, which if anyone listening remembers back then, it was a mile of like 10 obstacles and 10 CrossFit stations. I get to like compete against CrossFitters that I look up to. And I'm like, that's awesome.
That's so cool.
So TMX World Championships, I was at the first Battle Bunker, which is now HybridCon Games. I was at the first Go Ruck Games. Like I got to experience all of these things and just push my limits so much and be like scared out of my mind half the time. But it just, that's probably the biggest thing of just being able to experience so many different things that I would never think that I would actually experience in my life. So it's cool.
100%. I think that's why I love hybrid racing just as much is like, you go from strength athlete to being like, whoa, here's this DEKA thing. And it looks like it's strength, but it's like totally not. It's like, I can't breathe for however many minutes. And then you're like, okay, so now I'm this aerobic cardio bunny. And it's just so cool to be able to do both. But it's like over the last 2 years, I've been able to say yes to literally anything because I'm not afraid. And that's
well, you are, but you do it anyway.
Then that's true, right? You are, but you do it anyways. But you're like, okay, I've done a multitude of these things. Now I have this freedom to just do whatever comes my way without being like, oh, can I do that? Like there's an element of that, but you still feel so empowered to just say yes to all the things. And then it just like really opens up so much joy in your freaking life. It's awesome.
And that's a part of it too. I was just like, hey, I don't even know if I could do this, but like, we'll figure it out. Like, and it's going to be a good time no matter what. It's been so many awesome experiences over the years. It's so cool.
Yeah. And I know you're like a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of wisdom. Like you just have so much going up there in the head. And I know that that's still, it's still evolutionary. It's still working.
Yeah.
You're working on it all the time. Are there like key lessons? Like if you like even look at the last 15 years, like, wow, this is like maybe the top 1 or 2 lessons that I've like learned that I could share with people, maybe just starting out in hybrid racing or even people that are like me, right? That have done this for a little while now that are like, oh, young ones, let me tell you.
First and foremost, kind of like what we were talking about is just do it. Like sign up for it, go for it, try it out as safe as possible. But that was kind of my biggest thing when I started getting into racing. I would always like look for someone to go with because I'm like, I'm not going to do this by myself. Like I want to go with friends. And then they'd be like, oh yeah, I'll do it, and wouldn't sign up. So I was missing out on these things that I knew I wanted to do. And finally I was just like, I can do that. Like just sign up, go for it, do it. Like the communities are so wonderful, which is like, I always say, which is why I've been here this long. Just the people that I now call friends, I now call family, like my girlfriend, like everything has been through this experience. And it's just do it. Talk to people, which is weird, but just talk to people. Go for it. Everyone will help you out. Everyone will talk to you. And yeah, just have fun and do the things that you want to do. That's like my biggest thing. And I try to do that every year of just like find something that's like something different, something that scares you, something you want to do. And it's been really awesome.
Yeah. So. I love that you bring that up because I think, when you're in the hybrid space, you have seasons that are overlapping each other and you're like, okay, what do I focus on? What in the world am I even doing? What are my goals for this year? And I think even just simplifying it down to like, okay, you have like your bread and butter. Like for me, my bread and butter will probably be DEKA until, something new comes along and I get super stoked on that. But outside of that, what's one race that brings me just joy? Like it doesn't have to do anything with my skill set, but what's one thing that's like, that was so freaking fun. I just want to do it. And then what's a race that's like, that would scare the living crap out of me. But if I do it, I'm going to be such a like better, stronger, freaking cooler woman on the other side of this. And I think just like organizing your race calendar into those kind of buckets really does help keep you well rounded, but keeps it fresh and exciting. But to your goals, like, or to what you're talking about here, it it makes you just a better athlete and overall better human being, and it gets you used to saying like, okay, screw it, I'm just going to do it. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to do it. Yeah,
And
I love
that's, I mean, I kind of literally the same as you said. I have my niches. Like I know what races I'm doing. I've changed it around a little bit, especially since I'm not racing as much. But and then the same thing, like Green Beret Fitness is something that is just like a
love.
super awesome challenge, but also so fulfilling. Um, and then all the hybrid stuff. I'm getting into CrossFit comps more, which I put that off for so long because of racing, and now I get to like go back to that and see
Dive
what I
into
could
it.
do with that. So yeah, just
Yeah.
do all the things you want to do. Why not?
Yeah. Well, and speaking of all the things that you want to do, we've joked about retirement. What
All
does
right.
retirement actually mean to Kelly Sullivan? Will we ever know? But like, what's the future looking like for you since you've had this long history of things? Like, what's next?
I have no idea. And that's kind of the cool thing of it. I guess I should probably figure that out. But just for everyone here, I can announce it here for all the listeners. There was some like fine print with that. Um, I retired from competitive Spartan racing because that's what has been my niche for about 15 years. Here's one of the other ones. Sorry.
Yep, you're good.
So I'm not racing that competitive. I jumped into Savage Race this year just because it was by my house. I still do a couple Spartan races, but just with people from my gym where I get to, that's so awesome too. I get to now take everything I've done for the past 15 years with racing and get to help my friends like get over A-frames when they're scared of heights and do monkey bars when they didn't think they could even go through it. And just bringing that to a new set of people is just so fulfilling, and it's it's so much fun.
Yeah,
So keep doing that, which is so fun. I thought I was done with high rocks. I'm not, apparently.
you're not. No.
Not. Thank you, Joe. So still gonna be doing doubles with high rocks, maybe jumping in some relays. Probably still gonna be in the DEKA World, doing teams. Most likely rock because that's kind of where I am.
Hmm.
But I really just want to keep getting more into hybrid, more into CrossFit, and just seeing what I could do there in that space. Now that I'm older in that space.
Hmm.
So that's,
Very fun.
and I don't know. We'll find fun things. I've been always wanted to do an adventure race, so like that's
Yeah. I just
dude.
had someone do that, and I'm like, that looks so cool. So maybe we
Yeah,
do one together.
that would be awesome. I already like texted Joe and AJ, and I'm like, just in the future, like, what do you think?
Yeah. Yes, literally.
So they're all in too. But yeah, I just want to keep doing this. Just keep doing things that bring joy, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about what's kind of shifted for you as of recent, which is a new injury under the belt, which is not fun. And
Yeah,
just kind of like where you're at with it and how it's shifting things going into the next couple of weeks.
injuries are weird. They're
Yes, they are.
so weird, and it's harder. I It sucks. Like you can't beat around that. Like I have been really into my training, my prep, and it just sucks. So I don't want to get emotional. Um,
That you can, because this is a place
nah,
to
I
do
hate
it.
it. I'm an ugly crier. Um, so those who don't know, those that are listening, I stubbed my toe really hard running, and I fractured the crap out of my big toe. So I'm in a boot. You're saying about 6 to 8 weeks, which brings me right after DEKA World Champs, which is great. I was supposed to be Dallas High Rocks next weekend to try to qualify for doubles, but that got pushed off now. So I get to go to Vegas now. So not the worst in the world. And then it really throws a wrench into DEKA World Champs, which I don't have a full plan for
Mm.
as of yet. We're kind of taking it week by week. Seeing where I am both physically, mentally, emotionally, and going to see what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
from it. The rules around it are not the best in the world.
Yeah.
So that kind of got me in a whole nother place too, because I still like we still want our weekends, right? It's DEKA World Champs. We've been going all year for this. So the hard thing with that is I am in individual races and I'm also in doubles races. I mean, I'm in technically 8 races for the weekend.
Holy goodness.
Yeah,
Jesus.
so much fun. Really 7. But yeah, so it's all the rocks and then teams for all 3. And the hard thing, I reached out to Dave about it, just like gave him the whole situation. I was like, I still want something out of the weekend. Like, I don't care if I'm just like
Mm.
hobbling around. I still want to be there with everyone. Um, but if I race anything for the weekend, my doubles partners can't sub me out.
Mm.
If I don't race at all the entire weekend, they can sub people out. But then it's the whole, I know, like, you know that too. They can only sub out if like the person isn't racing anything else and just come down for that race. So there's a lot of like little nuances within that. So kind of weighing the pros and cons of both, and like if we could actually find 3 to 4 other partners that work for the age groups, work for the races, would just come down to Florida just for that race. We assumed it would be better to see how I am and race what I can.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So,
we'll see. We're working through a couple things to just see what I can maximize. I've already talked to most of my partners. I've talked to all my partners at least once. And now we're going through starting to see what the race could look like, if the race can work out, how it might work out, and still gonna see what I can do with whatever I can do.
yeah. I'm sure there's clearly mental highs, mental lows, emotional highs, emotional lows.
Every
Probably
day.
more on the low side right now, just because you're in the thick of figuring out things. Um, what's the conversation, or even like how are you setting aside time? How are you navigating these thoughts that are going through your head around this, knowing that this isn't just impact me, this also impacts people that I love, that I get to race with. Like that's a lot of like pressure to deal with. How are you navigating that?
Um, a lot of calls to AJ. Um, that's literally kind of the main thing. That was probably the hardest hit. One, when I first found out my toe was actually fully fractured and 6 to 8 weeks. I thought it was just jammed at first. I was hoping it was just jammed at first,
Yeah.
but then it was like the other blow. I was on a work trip when I got the email back from Dave about like, hey, this is the deal. Like, it's kind of like an all or nothing. And that my first thought wasn't even me. My first thought was like my partner's races. Like we set goals. I mean, me and Mike for fit, that's been a goal since last year that we wanted to take that, win that. So like it hit hard.
Yeah.
I don't like letting people down.
Mm-mm.
So we're gonna see. And long talk with AJ, long just kind of like thinking about what I really want to do and still maximize the most of everything for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing too, of we are all, I mean, our whole team is so just like loving and caring for each other. So right
Yeah.
away, I'm like, I don't need to race. Like, I'll be out. I'll just stay home that weekend. Like, they can find partners, do whatever. But then kind of really thinking into it of like, is that actually feasible? Will we be able to find
Right.
people that work for everyone? Or like, I still need to be a little selfish in that sense because that is a
Yeah.
weekend for me also of seeing what I can do. So it's, it's a lot of navigating and a lot of figuring out. But I one thing is this entire year I've been really kind of working on my mental state
Mm-hmm.
anyway, reading a lot of books.
Lots of books.
Reading a lot of books. But like if I'm thinking of like this injury compared back to like when I had shoulder surgery, um, where that took me out for about a year.
Oof.
Emotionally and mentally, I'm way more stable now. Like shoulder, so I remember like being just like sitting on the floor in my bathroom hysterically crying during that. And like here I'm still having my moments, but taking kind of the time to feel the feels, taking the time to really like journal and talk to people and like actually ask people for help, which I don't do ever.
Oh,
So I feel like I've grown a lot in that sense. And I know like it's good to know. I mean, I always knew I had people like in my corner and that I can reach out to, but I, like taking the step of actually talking to people and asking for help and strategizing with people and seeing like what we can do, and just even if it's just like a text out to someone of like, hey, like I need to get my mind off of this, and
yeah.
it's been helpful. So I'm really grateful for our team and the people that we have around us.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's wonderful, right? There's no cookie cutter answer or journey you follow to like figuring out the right answer to this, or just to even like healing your mind and your emotions on this. Like I just did a podcast, a very vulnerable one, about my healing journey and some of the things that have shifted in my life, right? And it's like one day you're up, the next day you're in the gutter, and you're like literally being tossed
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah, and it's in moments too. Like I'll just be like sitting at the airport, then all of a sudden I'll be like on the verge of crying, and I'm like, why?
What?
Like it's
Yeah.
just like subconsciously I'm thinking about like everything going on, and like I haven't been able to train, and like my running had just got so good, and like thinking about like how far back am I going to be? I'm going to be like my hips are already getting messed up because I'm in the boot. Like there's so many thoughts that just like go through your mind, but it's just you work
Yeah.
through it piece by piece, take it day by day, and talk
Yeah.
through it if needed.
Absolutely. Asking for help, navigating the thoughts in a way of like, okay, what thoughts are serving me, what thoughts are not, but also like, what are the what ifs that like I don't actually know that aren't true? And what are the what ifs that I'm like, okay, I need to actually take this into hand? Because I think that the what if scenarios
Yeah.
are so damaging.
You can spiral like crazy with it. It's
Yes.
insane. And that's been another thing too throughout the year. Just with anything. My work has been so overwhelming lately, but like anytime I'm like that overwhelmed, I've really been trying to focus on like control the controllables. Like what is it that
Yeah.
you can control? What is it that you can't control? And even journaling that. I mean, I have lists literally at my desk of big things I have going on and what
Yeah.
I can control of those. So then I can look back at that and be like, okay, this is something I can control. Let's work on that. That's been very helpful of like separating that in my mind so I don't kind of spiral with those what ifs. If it's out of my control, I need to leave it. If it's in my control, let's focus on that.
100%. Yep. And we're so good at saying the what ifs are, most of them are terrible. They're not
Oh,
good
always.
outcomes at all. So it's also a practice too of like, okay, what are my controllables? But what if the best is yet to come?
Yeah.
Like, what if the most positive thing is about to come out of that? And like, obviously, this isn't me like coaching Kelly, or like, this isn't like, I mean, it is kind
No,
of
of
our
course.
therapy. This is what we get to do, is like be there for friends, for each other. But,
Yeah.
um, like, I think that's probably one of my bigger things I've worked on, not just as an athlete, but just as a human being. Like, what if the best things are to come? What if this is a blessing in disguise? What if this is a lesson that I've needed to learn? Because here's the thing, is we always have next year. And I know that time isn't always guaranteed and life is short. And you're like playing the balance between those two lines, but also
Yeah.
like, what's the bigger picture here? We're leaving, we're living, we're breathing, we're healthy. Like, there's got to be something that comes out of this. And it's not clear right now, but there will be. And I think that's always something to hold on to.
Yeah. And it's learned like everything. I'm big on the like, you don't lose, you win or learn, like learning as much as possible from this. Like, seeing it as that opportunity to learn more about yourself. Like
Yes.
I've been at CrossFit the past 3 days, got through every workout the past 3 days, figuring out what I can do in a boot. It's fun. But kind of taking that and knowing like you can still do stuff. Like it's a toe. It's
It's
a
a
toe.
toe.
I have the rest of my body that I can still do stuff. So I took like a couple days to like wallow in self-pity and like take the time to like cry for yourself, but like then do stuff. You can do stuff, figure out what you can do, and then it becomes that challenge of figuring out what I can do, what I can get through. Can I do a burpee broad jump and then get yelled at by people? And it's fine.
And it's fine. I love the way you say that. It's so wonderful.
Sorry. I need humor. I need humor to get through it. But and
Yes.
that too, like I've been through injuries before. Like it's not my first rodeo with an injury. And I've been through worse injuries. So knowing that I'll get through it, I got through it before,
Yeah.
and it's fine.
That's so good, right? It's like I've done hard things before. You
Yeah.
need to pull on that past experience to be like, this is hard, but I've done hard. Let me pull upon that. And I think that one of the bigger things that comes along with that is how are you recognizing yourself and how are you celebrating yourself? Because when you do that, it's almost like a gratitude practice, right? You're seeing the good that's in front of you. You're seeing the good that is right now. But then that's stuff that almost goes into like a bucket for later. And oh my gosh, is that bucket so useful for later? Like for these moments, right? Where you're like, okay, let's go to the bucket of I've done hard shit. Let's pull some things out to remind
Here's
myself.
my hard shit.
Yes, here's my hard shit. Okay, great. Let's go to the bucket of like everything's going to be okay, right? Like, how are you celebrating yourself right now, knowing that things just aren't the same?
Just doing what I can. Like I got home. I was actually home for a couple days this week. I'm normally not home.
Whoa.
So like, and the first thing I want to do is go to CrossFit. Like I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if I could do anything, but I did the whole, I've done the whole workout all like the past 3 days I've been around. So you can, and I'm still able to travel and I'm still able to work and I'm still able to do all the things that I was doing beforehand. Is it different? Yes. Do I take a lot longer? Like I was late today? Yes, because I forget. I just take longer to walk. But you can still do it. And I don't know. There's like more I want to say, but it's just like we've been saying. Like I've been in an ankle brace for a year. I did shoulder surgery where that took about a year. It's a toe. Like I know I could do more. And then looking into other stuff. Like I've been reading more because I get home and I don't want to walk around. So
Yeah.
you just gotta like take advantage of what you can do in the time and still kind of work toward yourself and the things that you want for yourself.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Well, I am giving you the biggest virtual hug because this is hard and I've never been through any massive injury, so I can't relate.
I got you.
But yeah, I got it. I got you. I got this. So
got it. We're good. We're finagling some things. So, I mean,
yeah.
You'll see in a couple weeks what I
Bring
can
hell
maybe
or high
do.
water. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Well, I know one of the things that you love to do is obviously help people and impact people. And some of my favorite moments of just being around Kelly has been like, even like from afar, like on some of our team underdog calls where like you get a chance to just either talk about mindset or just like bring the real to it. And so obviously we have Worlds coming up in 2 to 3 weeks. We here's the thing. We have people that are like first timers. We have people that are stepping into elite for the first time, especially since they opened it from 15 to 30. So like, let's just talk about the first timers, like people that have never done this before. They have no idea what to expect. Do you have any advice or words of wisdom for those humans?
Soak it all up.
Mm.
Soak it all up. Like, if it's your first time, like, take the time to fully enjoy every little thing that you're doing because it is an experience. No matter what, it's going to be such a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get so bogged down by, oh my gosh, this is a world championship and I'm racing and there's these awesome people here and how am I going to keep up and how am I going to do this and I need to, and it's so crowded there and everyone's yelling and you can get so caught up in all the things that could make it not a good experience.
Yeah.
So make sure to like take a step back, take a second to just look around and be like, I earned this spot.
Yeah.
Like I did that work during the year. I earned this spot. I'm here. And now like I get to just show what I can do no matter what it is. Like, chills, like just soak that up. Like, especially if it's your first time, like seeing everything. Oh, and stay for like the big races too. Like,
yeah.
That's the biggest thing, especially if you know that you're in here or like first time elite, like you said, just getting into it and getting going. I learned the most. Well, one, when I just jumped into elite and didn't know what I was doing, but talking to people that are elite, like watching those races, seeing how they like hold themselves and portray themselves and get through everything. Like you learn so much from that.
100%.
Yeah.
I remember my first year, and I mean, if it wasn't for me doing this, I would probably not be with Underdog, but I stayed for some of those big races.
Yeah.
And I was inspired watching the elite strong women. And I said, I'm like putting my flag, I'm mountaining it on this hill right now. I'm going to be in that group of women next year. There's no doubt in my mind. And then I saw the underdog team and I watched Kevin race and I was like, that's how I'm going to get
Blown
there.
away.
That's good. That's how I'm going to get there. And it was just like one courageous step after another to get in contact with him and realize that I was worth like putting that kind of investment into myself. And I was worth being on a team, even though that everyone else is on the East Coast, that like I could build something here in Colorado and build something special, which now I have looking at it
And
2
you
years
have.
later. It's so crazy. So stay for the big races. Let the moments where you're like, maybe that didn't go as well inspire you of like, okay, now I have aspirations of what I can do next. That,
You
like
would
you
learn.
said, there's no winning or failing. It is winning or learning.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely. And the cool thing too, like just bouncing off of what you said, it goes so full circle.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that as well. Because I get that a lot where I'm like, dude, you're inspiring me. And people are like, why? I don't really do much. I'm like, you don't realize what you do. So like, yeah, newcomers coming into this, like watch the elites, watch those that have been there for years, learn from them, talk to them. You'll learn so much. But even us that have been there a couple years that are coming back, like I love watching people come back into this for the first time.
Yeah.
Like just seeing that joy, seeing that push, seeing like people experiencing that for the first time. Like we don't get to do that again because we've been here. I mean, DEKA I've done since 22. So it's awesome for me going into that and seeing people push to elite for the first time, seeing people push to their first race, seeing those in ruck that are just trying, like seeing what they can do with weight on their backs and like realizing they can do it and get through it. It comes very full circle because I feel like I get so much out of the weekend also, where I feel like people are sometimes like, oh, well, you've been doing this forever. No, I still get to enjoy it. I still get to have fun with it. And even literally just to push back to last week, I listened to your guys' podcast with AJ on last week and texted him after. And I was like, I hate you. And he's like, what? I was like, you guys talking about DEKA World Champs and like the elites and the races and whatnot. I'm like, you're making me want this again, and this sucks. So we might see there. I might dabble back in Indy next year, but we'll see what happens. But yeah. I miss that. I miss being a threat and being talked about. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, speaking of being a threat and all the athletes to watch out for, there's a lot of new names in the elites. There's some returners and then there's a lot of new names. And so this is a great time to speak to those people that are like, I want to make a name for myself, or holy shit, why did I sign up for this? This was a terrible decision.
I don't belong here.
I don't belong here. So like for those people that are competing elite, I mean, I know you said you just jumped in to experience and just say, I'm going to just do it and see what happens. What advice do you give to those people that are probably peeing their pants right now?
It's going to happen. But I mean that, like you can't really say like, oh my God, it's going to be fine. Like, no, you're jumping into a big race and that's something. Yes. Like tell yourself that this is a big race. It is a big thing. There's going to be nerves. There's going to be, I mean, I still jump on a start line and I want to puke every single time. So just feel it, like take those nerves, use it, race your race, especially, and it depends. Like some of them are jumping into and they're just focusing on that one race. Some are jumping into a couple, but like figure out what your goals are for that race or for each of those races. And you're racing in this group, but you're racing yourself. Like this is your time to put up the best race that you can for that day. It might be a PR. It might not be a PR. It might just be like, hey, that station that I was really bad at before, I did better. But like, focus on your goals that you have for you and just have a race. Like you've earned it. You do belong there. Like there's a reason that you're there. I know we joked of like, I don't belong here. No, there's a reason that you're there. You've worked for it. Put together a race and go for it. Like, what do you got to lose?
Yeah.
You got nothing to lose here. You are literally at your world championship. You've just earned such an awesome spot to be able to like show off your talents and the work that you've put in. You got nothing to lose. Go for it. Balls out.
I love that. That goes along with the idea of just letting go of all expectations. Like I think the expectation and the goal is that you make it to world championships. And I know that there's some returners that I'm sure like I would love to defend some titles and things of that sort. But especially for first timers, like soak it in, race your own race. And like, again, what do you have to lose? All you have to do is to gain, to be present
Yeah.
and to just like see what you can do. I know for me, the reason why I'm like, I will throw a fit if I don't race elite this year. And I thought there was gonna be a point where I didn't get to because I was really nervous about my qual times. And now I'm like seated very high up in the order and I'm a podium
Like,
threat.
you're
I know
fine.
it's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways,
No, I get it though.
It's absolutely crazy. But I throw fits because there is nothing like racing in that group of women. Like I watch myself flip on switches and transform in ways that I didn't think was possible. I have second tanks and third tanks and fourth tanks.
It's
like
so awesome. And I missed
so
that.
cool,
Like,
right?
it's so cool.
It's so cool. So it's like, what a gift that you get to toe the line with people that are going to get you to be like, oh, I didn't know I had that extra.
They're going to push you.
Yeah.
They're going to push you without pushing you. Like, you're not even going to realize. It's automatic.
Yeah.
Once you're in that space, it's so automatic. And like you were saying, it's almost easier if it's your first time there because you don't have anything to lose. Like this, it's your first world championships.
Yep.
This is your base and this is where you are. Sorry, cats are fighting. Whereas like those of us that are coming back, we have way more in our brains.
Pressure.
We have like, oh my gosh, I placed this last year. I need to do better. Or like, I know I had, like, I tripped up here. I need to not trip up there. Like we have so many more thoughts in our heads almost that like we're going to be more kind of stressed out for it. Where if your first time there, it's just like, hey, we're going.
Yeah, we're going. We're doing the thing. And above all, I mean, again, just going back to your comment about soaking it up, I always race my best races when it's just from like, okay, let's go do this. Like, I think I've mentioned this once or twice. I think it was on the podcast last week with AJ, but I go back to Brooklyn Nichols from last year, right before we raced the Strong. And she almost won the whole damn thing. And she's sitting on the floor in the warm-up area, eating her candies. Like, here, you want some? Like, she's so chill. She's just happy to be there. And there is something to that. There truly is something to that, right? Like, yes, it's fine to be nervous. It means that you care about something. But then there's also that point of like, I've put in all the work. I'm here. Why would I want to remember myself being a nutcase when I don't get to always do this? Like, this is not promised that I'll get to do this again. Let's just enjoy it for what it is. And if it's my day, amazing. If it's not, well, let's see what I can do when it's not my day. And that's a win in itself. So that's
you guys said it so perfectly. I was just like, this is the one weekend that we all get to be together, show off what we can do, and just like celebrate each other with everyone around us. Like it's so great. It's so awesome. And that's a big thing too. Just thinking back, like with Brooklyn, and that one of the biggest things I always tell people too is just like, trust your body. At this point, you have put in so much work that like your body knows what it's doing. Shut your brain off, work a station at a time, and just let your body do what it does.
Yeah. 100%.
It's fine.
That's, as we say, it's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
Absolutely.
It's going to be absolutely fine. Everything's fine.
Yes. Well, Miss Kelly, is there anything else, words of wisdoms, messages that are on your heart that you feel like we didn't get a chance to share?
I don't know. I don't know.
And that's okay. You said it all.
We're both so, I feel like we're both very the same of just enjoy the process. Like you get to do this. You get to just like train and work out and work with a great team and work with people, whether you have a team, whether you have a coach, whether you're just like working by yourself, but then you're still with everyone once you're at world championships and at different races. It's just, you get to have these experiences. It's so cool. It's so cool. Like, I never in my brain would I ever thought years ago that like, hey, I'm going to go run in circles and do these stations. And now it's one of the biggest things in my life. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this was awesome getting to catch up with you from afar, all the way on the other side of the world, it feels like, even though you're not that far.
Not that far, but far enough.
But I know I appreciate it. The listeners appreciate all of the vulnerability today, and we'll be excited to see you lace up and do what you can in a few weeks.